Are you ready to break down 2 Deshaun Watson plays and a play from Denzel Ward?
Yes, I am. You know, I had to put Denzel in there. It's my boy. You know, it's
he made some really
my favorite
nice plays.
Browns player of all time.
He made some nice plays Monday.
He did. So yeah, let's roll it. Let's roll the clip.
Now the first one is a montage. It's actually a couple of Watson plays, but there's a common theme, as Tyvis will explain. Mike, you can punch Coach Tyvis up when he's ready. Anthony, hit the play button, and Tyvis, take it away.
All right, so on this play right here, this is the play to Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is running this spray out, and it's on Deshaun Watson because his timing is down. Right here, that ball should be gone, but you see he pats it, he hitch, and he takes a while to get rid of it, allowing that DB to get back. But it's not just his fault. Elijah Moore has to get flat. As you see right there, the ball should be out of his hand, but Elijah Moore should go straight down that line. If he goes straight down that line, that DB doesn't get that angle, and that ball has to get put towards the sideline. On this one right here, you got this wide open. I understand it's 3rd and long, but give your guys a chance. You got Pierre Armstrong, the running back right there. He catches this ball. He breaks the tackle. It's a first down. Exactly. His last one right here, he got to put the ball. Him and Harrison Bryant need to get in the lab together because this ball is behind him again. He puts this ball in front of him or on him, then he makes the play. We seen earlier, the first play of the game, he puts the ball too far on the outside, and it led to something like that. So him and Harrison Bryant need to get in the lab together and figure it out. But you can see Deshaun Watson, it's on him, but it's not solely on him on this play. You know, like I said.
Was this the first one?
This
Can
I
I point something out? He was staring down his receiver from the time he got the football.
Well, that's because it's all timing. It's timing.
But you
should not do it. You're supposed to look down the middle, then go to where you're supposed to go.
And he got the ball, and he was staring, and he never turned his head.
But the fact
if
that
anything, a timing play, it's easier to look away because you know where you're going.
You know.
But like I say, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is with Amari Cooper. He makes that play 9 times out of 10. But with anybody else, it's for some odd reason he watches the route and makes sure they're open. So I don't know if he's not working with them enough or whatever the case may be. But they spent all this time together in the offseason. These passes should be better. And Harrison Bryant, God bless you. I know you keep trying to do things, but God,
I know you guys are saying that's a bad catch, and he should have caught the ball.
With this right here?
Yeah.
No,
well, the pick
not
six.
that one.
The pick six. He should have caught that ball.
That's a tough catch for a tight end.
So they not pass catchers now?
I mean,
no, but Tyvis, you know as well as I do that if you want to complete the pass, give your tight end or receiver a chance to catch it when it's behind.
Are you talking about that last one right there that we just saw? The first one was in front of him. That one
he had no chance. But I'm talking even about the pick six. We put a clip out yesterday. I think that was this a bad pass or a bad throw, or was it on the receiver? The answer is it's on both.
Yeah.
It hits your hands. You better catch it.
Yes.
However, the quarterback, that's a 7-yard throw. The quarterback's got to make a better throw there.
I blame Watson more.
I blame Watson 70% and 30% goes to the tight end.
I know it hit his hands, but he's like stretching out. He's a tight end.
And it's behind him.
Not that. I wish. Can we pull that up?
We can show that. Can we, Mike?
Please tell me that's still a tag board.
The pick six?
Yeah, we have that.
Give me 1 second.
All right, you got to cut this out.
About that. When with the Elijah Moore play, you said he's got to go flat. So in other words, if he's cutting across on the 20, he's got to stay on the 20.
Yeah, flatten it out.
Yes, that's what he's supposed to run.
Because if you go at an angle, the corner got time to come under and make the play. But if you flatten it out, now he's got to
go farther to get to the ball.
Funny. I think as fans, we don't think about little things like that very often.
As a cornerback, I used to be like,
that's your expertise. Most people didn't play at a high level,
and that's so fixable.
It is. He needs to flatten it. But in all fairness, Deshaun Watson also got to throw that ball towards the sideline more.
But doesn't that, to me, with Elijah Moore drifting on that play, that's in the same, to me, ballpark as when I criticize him for not being able to keep his feet in. It's kind of like focus on the details.
And maybe the reason he has the chemistry he does with Cooper is because Cooper is the tactician.
He is very so it makes me.
So Deshaun knows. I know he's going to be where he's supposed to be because that's who Amari Cooper is.
So when I watch the clip, it makes me realize, like, I see why he hesitated a little bit because he like, oh wait, he ain't flat yet. Okay, let me adjust it. Now let me make the throw. Right. So I get what he was seeing. So Elijah Moore, as great as a route runner as he is, he does have to be. he has to help his quarterback out and run the routes exactly to the
You got the pick six, Mike, or no?
I also think that
we do have the pick six.
The eyes with Deshaun Watson.
He got to fix that.
He's got it, and that's an easy fix too. Don't stare down your receiver. That's college stuff.
I feel like he always kind of did that, but his arm talent kind of overcame a lot
maybe
of that.
That's what's missing right now in his game. Maybe the corners and the safeties have already decided. Here, some pitchers have what's called a tell.
Yeah, it's on tape.
Some pitchers, when they're going to throw a curveball, and I used to be guilty of this, they're digging, they're gripping. And it could just be something just like this. And the hitters in the dugout say, guys, he's digging when he's throwing the curveball.
Can I see that?
When you know what's coming, you have a better chance of stopping it.
Wait a minute,
so
Mike.
Got the play.
Wait a minute. Before we go to the pick six, let me see that first play with Elijah Moore one more time. Because to be honest with you, next level, it doesn't matter where the quarterback's looking. You know where you're supposed to look as a safety? You're supposed to look at his shoulder tip. If his shoulder tip is going to, and his shoulders is pointing to where he's going anyway. So if I'm a safety, I'm not looking at his eyes, even if he is down the middle.
It could be something as
look at the
small.
front shoulder. The front shoulder tell you exactly where he's going every time, and he's looking
and
that
to
way.
that point, we're talking about Deshaun Watson. He looks physically the same. His arm is still clearly strong.
Yes.
I'm wondering if this isn't a case where he's telling where he's going the second he hits the pocket. If that's the case, of course his completion percentage would go down. Of course he'd be more prone to throw interceptions.
Yeah.
Because the defense knows the second he hits his drop where the ball's going.
Yeah, top of the hitch, usually quarterbacks is going there. If it's a timing thing, if it's all about timing, when the quarterback takes his 3-step drop, he go boom, 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 and he hitches up, that's where the ball is going typically 9 times out of 10 because that's timing. If it's not that and he's truly reading the thing, then you got time to look at your safeties, which you should be doing anyways. You should be looking, digesting what coverage they're in. Then you say in your mind, okay, they're in cover 2, let me work the middle. Or if it's one high, all right, then I got the outside. So that's typically how you can look off of.
Have you noticed, because now I'll watch the game much differently on Sunday. I'm going to start looking. Is he telling on every drop back? Have you noticed that he is going through his progressions or looking 1, 2, 3?
He's on and off with it. Like I said, when it's a timing route, he's not going to do that because he just knows where to go with the ball. If he's trying to figure out where he go with the ball, because that's the thing. These defenses are disguising what it is now. So you have to know coming into it, all right, if it's cover 1, this is where I'm supposed to go with the ball. If it's cover 2, this is where I'm going with the ball. But I don't know until after I snap the ball. You got to look at the down safety. If the down safety drops in the box, cover 1 or cover 3. If he stays high and you got 2 on the roof, it's cover 2.
Is the safety his tell?
That's every quarterback's tell. So they're always looking at the safety.
He's watching the safety.
Yeah.
And kind of already processing, okay,
that's why
dropped down.
That's
now
why
as
a safety, they say don't move. Hold it as long as you can, but you can't hold it enough that you can't do your responsibility. Yeah. Because if you just stand there and don't do nothing, he won't know what you
know
in.
When on the timeline of when defenses started giving pre-snap reads, do you know when that became the norm? For teams to give a read and immediately, either a second before or at the snap of the ball, they go into what they really want, whether it's dropping a defensive end or whether it's bringing a safety.
I don't know when it became a thing, but I know as a player, the best way to do it and the best way really to do it is always to look at the clock, the play clock. If you go to a stadium, it's a play clock behind you that the quarterback can see, and it's a play clock that you can see on the defensive side of the ball. Typically, you want to move, especially if it's a blitz on, you hold that blitz until that clock gets to about 5 or 4 seconds. Because if you get that late, he can't change the play. Right. He has to run it. So you wait till about 5 or 4 seconds, boom, get to where you're going to get, because at that point, it's too late.
I mean, that's the game right there, is the offense trying to figure out what the call is from the defense.
And the
defense waiting as late as possible to show their hand. Eventually, you always have to show it.
Yeah.
But it's how long can you wait? Do we have the clip now?
And we've had the pick six ready forever. We also have another play from Deshaun Watson that highlights the opposite of what you're just talking about. Maybe his best throw as a Brown. Tyvis, you ready to break down maybe his best throw as a Brown to Amari Cooper?
Yeah, let's see it. This is the one nice on the side. So boom, 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 boom. He knows exactly where he's going. He knew exactly where he was going on this route. He's going to Amari Cooper right away. He throws a nice.
It's a big third down conversion.
Is there any way to see it?
Because if you got to have it, you go into the guy that you trust and you work with the most. Right there, back shoulder fade. The corner's on top. He sees that the corner's on top. What do you throw? Back shoulder fade. This is the best throw. So it tells you he got the arm talent. He trusted his guys
and look at
to
Cooper
make a play.
With the footwork, too.
Obviously, 1-2.
Elijah Moore probably steps out on that play.
So he got it. He got what it takes. Like this right here tells you.
He's only having success on the sidelines with Amari Cooper. Yeah. That's it. Everybody else.
He's only having success with Amari Cooper, period.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like Amari Cooper is a timing thing. Like I just told you exactly what he do. If it's going to Amari Cooper, for some odd reason, it's always timing. Maybe because Amari Cooper don't have the long speed anymore.
Yeah.
And they know Amari Cooper's going to win his routes 9 times out of 10. So you need to get that ball on him right now.
And the Titans
everybody else got it, kid. At least
Titans have nothing in the secondary. It's an opportunity for Deshaun to have a good game, and it's like Amari Cooper should have 100+ yards in this game.
What are they ranked 31st or 29th?
You saying I should start them again?
28th in pass defense, the Titans?
No, you should.
That is correct.
All right, let's see the pick and let's see who we blame more.
We have the pick 6 now. Tyvis, if you want to explain, we have 2 angles. You just tell us what you want.
It's a catch. I mean, he should have caught this ball. Look, that ball. Listen, the ball is right here. It's right here. That's not terrible. That's not a terrible route.
See the other.
Not a terrible ball. He should make this catch. Stop it.
Yeah, that one we don't.
That one you can't see it close enough.
It's like my eye doesn't go to where the ball's going quick enough.
I get that you expect the ball right there, but he could catch.
I think he should have caught it.
Catch that.
I think the throw could have been better.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm saying Harrison Bryant could catch that ball.
So your percentage of blame.
Can I ask this? So you had
70-30 Harrison Bryant.
You had 7+ days to get ready for your first offensive play against Pittsburgh, and you drew it up to your 3rd string tight end, or your 2nd string tight end.
What was the personnel there? Was Njoku in on that?
I don't think
there
was.
There were 3 tight ends in.
Oh, there were 3 tight ends on that play?
Yeah, I don't think the play was designed for Harrison Bryant. I'm actually almost confident it
wasn't
designed.
All that play is spacing. That's spacing right there.
Yeah, he just took the read.
Spacing is.
That was a timing play.
No, it is, because spacing is the first guy goes to the flats, the second tight end goes and does a 5-yard out, the third one does a 5-yard out, and whoever gets open out of those two, because one of them's going to outflank, you hit that guy.
So it wasn't like the first play was designed specifically for Harrison Bryant.
No, you got to read it. You got to read it.
Got open.
Yeah, you got to read it, and you let it go.
It was a bad throw and a bad catch.
That's a terrible throw.
I think they both deserve blame.
70-30. 70-30. But
he could caught it. It wasn't a good throw.
I'm going to flip flop on this because Tyvis would know better than me, so I'm going with
him.
The
ball was right there. Stop it.
But you know what? Definitely not designed for Bryant. That was just the read that Deshaun Watson took from what the Steelers.
And that's why, ultimately, Mike, when people go bananas about play calling, it's crazy because on many plays there's multiple options. That's ultimate.
Well,
it's not Kevin Stefanski's decision where Deshaun Watson throws the ball.
On most passing plays, there are multiple options.
Right.
Depending on the coverage.
Yes, depending on what they're showing.
You got to dissect the coverage, and you should know where to go because due to the coverage, it's certain routes in that or concept it's not going to be there. Right. You cannot throw this ball because it should be covered unless that corner completely busts the coverage and that gets wide open. But for the most part, when you see the coverage, you dissect what it is. There's a certain point. It's a couple of options. You got 1, 2. Check down. It's 1, 2 check down. Typically every play. You got 1 read, 2 read. If it's not there, throw the check down.
So when you see fans on Twitter saying the play calling sucks, is that insane? Is there some credibility to it?
I mean, the speed option on 4th and 1 is ludicrous.
Okay, fair enough.
Ludicrous. But for the most part, sometimes when I look at play calling, they be like, it's the play calling, it doesn't work. If the route doesn't work, I think is the receiver not getting open. That's part of it. Because if they ran a route and he not winning his routes and the corner's that good, obviously he ain't got nobody to go to. And then 2, did the quarterback make the right read?
That's right.
Because that's part of coaching as well. You need to coach him so he can see it. He should have an idea coming into there. 1st and 2nd down, they run this. 3rd down, it all changes. They run these things on 3rd down. When you get to these downs, you should be expecting this. If he doesn't know what to expect, that's terrible coaching.
So it's in the end absurd
you can't just blame
a fan to just randomly blame the play.
Right.
No.
On some specific plays,
sure.
Yeah, a guy hit me on Twitter and told me to dissect this route where it was a chip by Njoku, and the concept looked like it should have been a double follow. But the problem is Njoku had the chip.
What does that mean, a double follow?
Double follow means that it's like a pair, so they like bunched up.
Okay.
And the first guy runs an over route, the second guy runs out and then cuts back in. It's like an angle. It runs an angle route. It works typically against cover 3 because they isolate that buzzer. That first guy is gonna take that hook dropper, and then when the buzzer's gonna think that he's running out, he's gonna put his foot in the ground and come back. Nobody should be in that area. He should be able to hit it right there. Works a lot on third down. Okay. Big third and short route.
What's your next play? You got more, right?
We do have one more play, and for everyone in the chat asking if we could take these full, just to bring you guys behind the scenes, legally speaking, we cannot show those plays full screen. But if I tweet them out, I can show them. It makes no sense. Legally, we cannot show those plays full screen, but if I tweet them and through our system, that's as big as it can
Blame
go
the NFL.
Through tag board. It is literally the NFL's fault. It's stupid, but legally speaking, I don't want to get sued by the NFL.
So we can take it anything but all the way full.
Well, we just, in the system, it doesn't go bigger than that. That is as big as tag board gets in the system.
Because technically you can show a play from a tweet, but you can't show a play like from the TV.
Exactly. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So just so you guys know, it is not us. It is literally the NFL.
Because I can't see it either.
It's hard.
And if you're watching on a phone, you have no chance.
Yeah, it's tough. It's the best we got, unfortunately. Tyvis, you played defensive back.
I did.
You played alongside this next player in college, and Denzel Ward did something pretty damn spectacular.
He was a young guy at this
on Monday night. So you want to break down Denzel Ward defending this slant route as only you can.
This one right here was next level, because the challenge to all of this is when you get that receiver that steps up on you and then shakes, is very tough. But Denzel sits in there, which is something that Richard Sherman used to tell you. You got to sit in there on that route and understand, don't let them threaten you. If they're not threatening you and getting outside of your frame, you stay inside of that the whole time. Denzel does a great job sitting in there, boom. Pivots off and really gets his hand around there to get that PBU. Now, don't get me wrong. The ball was thrown a little bit behind, but I'm not going to take nothing away from Denzel. That's next level right there. Allen Robinson, yes, he's not what he used to be, but he's still a pretty productive wide receiver. That is a great play by Denzel. I mean, his acceleration on the ball, like that right there is something that you can't coach. He sees that ball and he goes flying.
That's instincts, right? That's just instincts. And Tyvis, on that play, like, that's huge, because if Denzel Ward doesn't get his hand on the ball and Robinson catches the ball, that might be a 90-yard touchdown, because there's only one player back, right?
Yeah,
if he gets past the safety, the safeties, if you look at it, the safeties, it seems like he's kind of flat-footed at that point, and Robinson's moving. So if he catches that ball,
dang, that boy good.
That might be a 90-yard touchdown if Ward does not make that play.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great instinctual play.
And also to avoid any kind of pass interference coming over his back.
Yeah.
Because his right hand is behind Robinson, and oftentimes you'll see the corner sort of grab or pull or try to get a hold of that back a little bit and slow him down, but he didn't do that.
Speaking of which,
it's reps like that. I see why he got paid.
I got to ask you,
$100 million. That's $100 million, because that's third. This is probably third and short.
It was third and short.
And that you got to have it.
It was.
It was second and short, by the way.
I thought it was third.
Grant Delpit picked off Kenny Pickett the very next play.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Let me ask you
he had another play similar to that was a third down stop.
In the third quarter,
yes.
Last week on Friday, we did a draft where we picked the 10 best players in that Steeler-Brown game. Game. And Jay, I can't remember if it was Jay. It was definitely Jason. It was definitely the behind-the-scenes guys, and it might have been Jay also. We're arguing that Martin Emerson Jr. is better than Denzel Ward. Were you part of that team?
Jason and I took in the draft. I had Martin and then Denzel in my draft.
So and everybody here besides me had Emerson, or maybe G.
No, it was 2-2, and they broke the tie. They went with Martin Emerson.
G and I said Ward is better.
Okay.
Jason and I said
and
Martin.
The guys behind the scenes went Emerson. I personally don't think at this point it's that close. So I think Ward's way ahead.
So
what say you?
I get why Martin Emerson is special. Martin Emerson will be a really good football player in this league. The difference between Martin and Denzel, and no, I know I ain't even got to look at the chat, but I know people are going to durability. That's not the answer. The difference between the two.
No, that's part of the equation.
Listen,
that's in Emerson's favor.
Listen,
sure. Absolutely.
The difference between is the athleticism. Denzel's athleticism is off the charts. I mean, he is the speed.
He just proved it.
The not afraid to come up. I mean, he forced a fumble last Monday. This guy comes up. He got them reps where he's a very bendy guy. He just does freakish things.
Right.
Where Martin Emerson, he's a big corner and he uses his size and he plays the ball really well. I would think that longevity-wise, as long as Denzel stays athletic, he will be what he is because nobody can really match.
I'm worried about the durability.
You can't. The durability is the only thing.
You get 2 more concussions this year. You're starting to think about the end.
I wonder what helmet he's using because they come out with different helmets every year for like this one's supposed to protect you the most from concussions, and I wonder if he's upgrading his helmet every year.
I would think he's got the best available.
Well, there's a lot of guys that's like, listen, this is the helmet that I like, and I'm not changing it.
Well, my goodness, that's crazy.
But Tyvis, if you went to every NFL DC right now and said for the rest of the year, would you rather have Denzel Ward or Martin Emerson? Would any defensive coordinator in the NFL you think take Emerson over Ward?
For the rest of this season?
Just this season.
Yeah, that's different.
For the rest of this season, no, because Denzel's playing he's playing at an all-pro level right now.
Yeah, but here's what was in my mind. Denzel last year took a big step back.
He did.
A big step back.
He did.
And I can't forget that.
Now,
I mean, I don't know what was going on. I don't.
Did he have
Are Jay, Jason, and the behind-the-scenes guys ready to apologize?
Absolutely not.
We have proof. Tyvis said it's
when
not
they when they played Cincinnati, did Denzel
shadow? Fair, not proof. We have as an educated opinion.
So now it's 3-3.
Do anybody know that if Cincinnati did Denzel shadow Jamar Chase that game?
He stayed on one side, and they didn't do this last year. Last year they were going all over. I didn't know where the hell they were playing.
Yeah, they playing.
But
so they playing
against
sides.
Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, they're staying on a side. They're picking their side and they're staying on it for the most part.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. So, I mean, the one thing that gives the offensive coordinator the advantage on, if you don't want to throw to Denzel, and you know he's always on the left.
Well, Denzel has to get picks before that happens. They're not.
I know, but I'm not talking about like staying away from him because I'm talking about you want to complete passes. And if Chase is your best option to do that, and Denzel is always lining up on the left, well, then the offensive coordinator can fix that.
I have your numbers, Jay.
What is it?
Jamar Chase was targeted 3 times in coverage against Denzel Ward. 1 reception for 4 yards.
Okay.
He was targeted twice against Martin Emerson. No catches, no yards.
Well, that proves it. Science.
In week 2,
doesn't prove it.
in week 2, hold on. In week 2,
I'm kidding.
George Pickens, when matched up against Denzel Ward, 5 targets, 3 catches, 104 yards, including that 71-yard touchdown.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that one because
I didn't either, but
Martin Emerson, he was targeted twice all game. No receptions.
So they were playing both sides. They were playing.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Well, no, because the receiver could have been moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he's saying.
Sorry, let me clarify what I meant.
Yeah.
The DBs played side.
I'm saying they played their own side.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll continue. Like a team like Tennessee, they got Treylon Burks, nice player, good young player.
They don't have anybody like Chase or like
Hopkins.
Pickens.
They got Hopkins.
Like Pickens.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
Wait a second.
I tried to write him off.
Is Pickens better than Treylon Burks?
Yes.
Yes.
He is?
Yes,
Who
absolutely.
was drafted higher last year?
That doesn't prove anything.
Pickens did.
I don't even think.
No, I think they went both second round, didn't they?
Well, what was their production last year?
Well, it doesn't prove anything.
No, but you're asking.
Burks went in the first round?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
But no,
But how do we know Pickens is better? What was the production?
Yeah, let's look at the
I'm going to
production.
compare them right now. Give me 1 sec.
Burks
I mean,
may
and
miss some time
again,
last year.
I'm just
got
going
hurt
off the
last
eye
year.
test now. Again,
Yeah, but how much have you watched Burks? I've barely
I've seen him a handful of times last year. I did watch
have the numbers.
Jacoby Brissett when Jacoby was starting for them. I watched those games.
Josh Dobbs.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but he only started 1 game, I think.
George Pickens, statistically speaking,
Yeah.
has been significantly better.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
he
even
played
think
1
it's
year,
seasons.
Mike.
Well, that's all we have.
Well, I mean,
Didn't
they both
Burks
played
miss
1 year.
time?
Burks has played 15 games. Pickens has played 19. Pickens has 61 catches. Burks has 38. Pickens has 964 yards. Burks has 538. Pickens has 5 touchdowns. Burks has
It's way
1.
too early to decide who's better.
I'm saying who's been better.
Well, I mean, we don't know.
Pretty obvious pick.
Hold on. Tennessee also is a much more run-heavy team than Pittsburgh.
That's true.
They are, but I mean,
A.J. Brown was eating over there.
I wonder if you just
got him with that one.
Yeah, no, got
him with that.
Pause.
It's absurd to definitively say one guy is better than the other. Well, nobody's watched Treylon Burks play much. Jay, how many games have you seen him play? Two?
Everything we say.
But you looked at me like I was insane for saying Treylon Burks is better.
And so did he.
He was a first-round pick.
I know he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
So was Johnny Manziel.
I know that, but still.
The last thing I'm
you're
going to do.
first round
But
pick
Johnny
don't mean
Manziel,
anything.
we didn't write him off till
Hold on.
a little time.
The last thing I'm going to do is decide a player is better or not based on where they were drafted.
I'm not deciding that,
So
Jay.
what we have is production.
I know, but it's not that big a difference at this point. That it's a short. You say it like it's a short thing.
It's not that big of a difference, but it is.
I have 2 announcements.
We've got a 19 games and 15 games, and one of them has nearly 1,000 yards, and one of them has 500 yards.
Is all I'm saying.